Hey, this is Lori, also known as Inspiriac, and this is part 2 of the raw romance, I guess I should call it, single mom dating experience goes. So, on my last video, I expressed that, I hadn't really been dating in the past 2 years, and it was really because I didn't know if I could really balance myself in a relationship. So I wanted to fill you in because I did go on a date last night. I've actually been on this was my 4th date in the past 2 weeks. And it's unbelievable how awkward you can get being in that world again, having that male attention and all that stuff. And I definitely have felt that everything feels really new. Everything feels, you're so sensitive to it, and as I'm thinking about it now, I don't know if it was a really good idea for me to go as long as I did not dating, because in one sense, it's really awkward and kind of nerve-wracking. It feels so good in some moments, and other moments you're like, whoa, what's happening here? Almost like a little girl when you go on your first date and you freak out when they hold your hand or something like that. It's kind of like all of those feelings are coming up again with interacting in a romantic manner. And I have to admit, the idea or the thoughts of like being romantic somewhat actually scares me, and I mean, I really enjoy going out with men, I really enjoy dating men, but there is a certain level of me that gets a little nervous with jumping into the physical aspect of that. It's not something that I want to do this time. I think in past relationships, I totally jumped into the bedroom rather quickly. And so this time I'd like to just chill out and really see if the person has what I like and it's a sustainable thing. It's not this firecracker, quick, passionate roll in the hay versus someone that is the long fuel, think of like the long burning candle or the log that just fuels you through your lifetime. And I guess that's what I'm looking for. And I'm looking for synergize, not compromise. I've always felt like I've had to compromise in past relationships, and I'm really looking that the person that comes into my life, we're just naturally making each other's lives better. We're not having to compromise to be together. So, last night's date was really cool. It was the first time for me. We went out on a boat, and it was really kind of cute. He had a bottle of wine, and I'm like, uh-oh, alcohol. I don't even drink, how am I gonna handle this? And he had asked prior, if I felt comfortable with it. And I'm like, sure, no problem, I feel fine. And we went out on the boat and took it to a restaurant. And it was really kind of cool. I had never been taken on a boat to go to dinner before, so that was really neat. And the man that I've met, very interesting, very dynamic, and normally I tend to be on the spotlight, but this guy is kind of like another version of me, so it was really interesting just to sit back and observe him. But he was really cool, he actually said his intentions like, hey, Lori, I don't really know you, I just want to get to know you. I don't know if I like you romantically or as a friend or how I really like you or what I really think about you. I just really want to understand you and know you. And that actually was really refreshing because my guard went down for a second, haha, probably true though. But my guard went down because sometimes, like I've noticed in the past couple times, is I'm nervous, like, are they going to make a pass at me, and how do I feel at that, and do I want to even go in that direction? Well, sure, maybe someday I want to go in that direction, but do I want to go there so soon? So it was really kind of cool that he set the tone and said, hey, I like you, but I definitely don't want to get all romantic with you. So that was kind of nice. We had an interesting dinner. Being a raw foodist, one of the things that kind of scared me about dating and being raw is, how do you do that? Because most men in the world I live in, it's not like everybody at the grocery store is a raw foodist. So he's not raw, he's high raw. And so how is it that I adapt my raw lifestyle and eating habits in a romantic relationship with someone that is raw or isn't raw, or should I only date raw food men or raw foodists? I really don't know. And I guess that was an interesting thing. I think I've always kind of wondered, like, oh, he's got to be a raw foodist. He's got to support that, so I don't feel like I'm compromising anything. And I don't really know what I feel about that whole situation. So he was a perfect gentleman. I didn't have any situation, but he definitely got into my head a little bit. Not a little bit, a lot, but I highly recommend, if you haven't been on a date in a long time, don't pick PMS week, the week to go on a date. Because when you're so new at it, my emotions were just sky high. And not only that, I had been fasting for 24 hours beforehand. And then I ended up I broke my fast with a glass of red wine, which I haven't had wine since November. So, like 6 months or so. It's a long time. So anyway, the date went really good. I look forward to reporting more information, but the cool thing is that it's just kind of nice to be in the company of a man and kind of to feel like a woman again versus just feeling like I'm everything, It's cool to be everything, but it's also cool to have somebody else that I don't know. I don't know if it's the special things they do for you. I mean, it's not that I do it for myself, but it was really nice. Someone opening the door for me, somebody holding out their hand for me, someone, putting my jacket on, those sweet little chivalrous things. I really hope that chivalry is not dead, because those are the little things that make me feel so good, and definitely that I enjoy doing those things for somebody else. So, I think the date was a success, but then on another note, I remember leaving thinking, I don't know if I want to go out with this guy again, because it really challenged me to figure out who I am and what it is that I'm all about and where I stand in relationships, So in one sense, he really challenged me and kind of like fueled me up and confused me, and then in another moment, I felt absolutely adored. So, man, I can totally understand why people don't date. I'll tell you that. For a moment I'm like, God, do I really want to do this again? Maybe I should just be on my own. But I really think that there's power in other people's energies and being able to bring insight to your own life. So I'm going to take it for that. I'm going to use dating as an opportunity to tap into different aspects of my life. So I suppose I will remain open to it, but oh my gosh. I really don't even know what to say, because the whole thing is just so bizarre to me. Definitely is a wake-up call, waking up things within me that I haven't felt for a long time, and kind of sorting through those emotions. So it's really interesting. So I'm kind of confused today, but anyways, I would say that overall it was a success. It was a wonderful learning experience, and who knows where things are going to